I will give you a few really key life hacks that will help you to shorten this path between you and your dream. Dreaming about something big and cool hurts me when I know that I seemingly can't achieve that. So many of us do this because of anxiety and feeling of insecurity and fear. Our brain is wired this way because our brain still lives millennia back and our brain is still trying to survive. That's why we tend to procrastinate, we overeat, we drink, we spend our time on social media, because this is how we try to address the anxiety that is always there. And by the way, for majority of us, money is never the goal. We never want money. Hi guys, hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Marina and this is my Worth and Earth space on YouTube. Here I'm talking a lot about personal development, personal growth, achieving our dreams, realizing our potential, and of course on spiritual development, because it goes hand in hand. Material, physical and spiritual world are going hand in hand. And I'm also giving a lot of practical advice because I'm a coach and I'm helping people to find their life purpose, life mission, their talents, combine them together and live the life of their dreams. Welcome everyone. Today's video was split into two parts. If you're curious to catch up and watch the first one, please click the link down below in the comments. Even though there is an absolutely huge long list of things that can happen you on that path, I will give you a few really key life hacks that will help you to shorten this path between you and your dream. So the life hack number one, patience. And I know patience sounds extremely annoying because it sounds like it's something that is unachievable. No one can be patient. But patience is actually very simple, because all you need to do is to tell yourself the change is inevitable because I'm taking steps every single day towards my goal. It's impossible to not change my life if I do tangible physical actions every single day to come closer to that place. Because if you think about it, it's very logical. If you are taking some physical steps, you are doing something, you can see the results of your action immediately. Maybe you can't see the results compared to your goal itself, but you see the result of your action right now. For example, let's make it very tangible. You want to buy a house. And let's say that you do not know how to do that because you don't have enough money, the mortgage is way too expensive. So there's all of this kind of what if not? There are all of these conditions that seem to be against you. But let's say you want to buy a house, you say, okay, I can save up $10 every single day. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can save up $1 every single day. So I have a dedicated box or a bank account where I'm transferring this tiny amount of money every single day. So at first it will seem like it's insignificant, but the more you are doing that, the more you are training your mind to believe that you're taking steps towards your dream, and that all it takes for your mind to start being more ambitious. Because the moment your mind believes it's possible, it starts to come up with more and more ideas how to get there faster. So this process is really the hardest only in the beginning. You need to develop this patience only in the beginning. It's the hardest only when you start. Because you have to be patient with this initial process of slowly warming up, start moving in that direction. And the more you stick with the path, patience is not only about accepting the length of the process, it's also becoming committed to the process, you're patiently committed to what you're doing. So you're slowly rolling on the same path, over and over, day by day. You keep doing it, these small little things. What keeps your teeth clean and healthy is that you brush it twice a day for 2 minutes. Nothing more than that. You know that if I brush my teeth every day for 2 minutes, twice, then my teeth are going to be clean and healthy. That's the general common belief of how it works. And we all just do it. We don't question it. And we don't become impatient or annoyed that it takes forever to have healthy teeth. No, it's just a habit that we do every day. So the first key that I can recommend everyone to implement is this mindset of patient commitment. Just do things every single day, tangible physical actions that bring your dream closer to you. The advice number two is to become curious and to become a researcher. So most of us do not really have big dreams or big goals because of basically not allowing ourselves to dream big, because we think it's impossible to achieve those dreams and goals. So our mindset tells us that it's impossible for us for many reasons, and we keep ourselves in the small, narrow mindset, like I can't reach there, so I don't dream about it. Dreaming about something big and cool hurts me when I know that I seemingly can't achieve that. So we prevent ourselves even from dreaming about the big things. So here I recommend you just become very curious, and then imagine that you have a person, imaginary person. You can think about that person in an imaginary fantasy world, like a Harry Potter character or Sims character, and you create an imaginary dream life for that person. What would that person do if they had all resources on the planet? So try not to build your big dreams and goals from your own perspective. If you have the problem with the mindset, try to put it outside of you and think about it as a character in a book, in a movie, in a computer game, something like that. It's much easier for us to dream about something when it's not us, if we have restriction ourselves. So let's say you imagine a person that is named John or Mary, and you think where they live, what they do, what they dream about, what they're doing every single day, what they're creating, what they're experiencing. Do they have a company, their own business? Do they have houses? Do they travel? Do they have friends? Do they create art? What are they experiencing on a daily basis? And you create this fantasy of an imaginary person, the way that you would love to have yourself. And this, in the beginning, will be your example of how you want your life to be. And once you set those goals, you can reverse engineer them and say, okay, there's a huge gap between me and imaginary John, but I would love to be in the place of John. But I have this and this and this and this and this obstacle, or this and this is not possible for me because John has infinite amount of money and I don't. But it doesn't matter, because the point of life is not to come to your imaginary ideal place where John is. And in parentheses, I will also tell you that most probably your biggest happiness and life dreams are not where the John is. It's just right now from your current vantage point. That seems like you would be happy there, but in reality, your dreams are slightly different. But the moment you start coming closer, slowly coming closer to where the John lives, to the life of a John, you start seeing, this is not really authentic to me. And you kind of shift a little bit your path and you start moving somewhere else. And then if you do this day after day after day, if you patiently commit from point number one, you will, of course, shift a little bit your trajectory, but it will still be your true authentic path. You just need to stick to what is true to you. So the point of this second advice is to develop these big dreams and goals as ambitious as possible. Be very curious, be very creative, use your fantasy and imagination to create that perfect persona and start going towards that persona, not with an intention to achieve that in 2, 3, 5 years, because maybe for you right now it doesn't seem to be possible, but you start taking small steps towards that person every day, something that is available to you. For example, you want John to be a professional artist, and you think about yourself, well, I can't be an artist. I live in a village, I have 2 mortgages, and I have to pay for my parents and my children. I don't have time to be an artist. No worries, no problem. So what you can do, you can take a small course, buy a course for $10, $20, $50, $100, a small course, how to do art, and give yourself 1 hour a week to do your art. Can you do that? Of course you can, because in a week you have a lot of time. And if you save up all the time that you waste on social media, all of these things, you can have 1 hour a week to dedicate to your art. And then that's it. That's a small, tiny step towards your ideal dream. And after you do this for several weeks, for a couple of months, your art skill becomes better and better. And maybe you meet a person somewhere who is also doing that same course, and you start talking. And then you're like, why don't we rent a studio? So instead of drawing ourselves at home, we can be together and we draw in a studio, and then more people start coming. You see? So it starts developing and it starts rolling like a snowball with time. But you need to start today. You don't need to see the whole path from your current life to life of John. You don't need to see all of that. You just need to take small little steps day after day, and you need to release all your imagination on how you're gonna get there. That's like really, really crucial. Let go of your expectations, right? So that would be my point number 3. Don't try to plan every step of the way ahead, because that's impossible. I know that so many of us do this because of anxiety and feeling of insecurity and fear. Our brain is wired this way because our brain still lives millennia back, and our brain is still trying to survive in the wild nature around us. That's just a fact. If you're curious to know a little bit more about how our brain works biologically, you can read the absolutely bestseller, amazing book by Kahneman. It's about System 1 and System 2, how our brain takes instinctual, fast decisions, and sometimes it takes decisions that are slow, methodic, and a bit more analytical, and you can see the interplay between these two. Why we choose instant gratification over long-term results, for example. You can read all about that. Incredible book. And the thing is that we do try to predict every step of the way because it seems more tangible and more real when we know every step of the way. But that's not how life works, because we do not have 100% of the information. So we cannot really plan everything ahead. We just don't have information. And this anxiety and fear of no control over your life, that's what makes a lot of people depressed and very scared. And this anxiety represents itself as a very tangible stress in our body. That's why we tend to procrastinate, we overeat, we drink, we spend our time on social media, because this is how we try to address the anxiety that is always there. And anxiety is a byproduct of us not knowing how to live our life properly. So of course, from the spiritual perspective, I would say that we have to develop the trust into the universe, into the world, that we are not alone, we are guided, we are nurtured, we are allowed to experiment and express ourselves freely, but we're never alone. We are never left alone by ourselves versus the world, unless we really choose this path. If we choose a path of a lonely warrior who wants to be against of the whole world, we are allowed this opportunity because of free will, but it doesn't have to be like that. So we are always watched over, we are guided, but we need to accept the guidance. First of all, we need to ask for this guidance. So we need to trust the universe that it hears us, it gives us resources. And I dare you, remember some really hard period of your life when you desperately needed help. Everything was really scary and you didn't know how to do something. You just desperately asked out in the space, just please help me, I need help. And then the help always came, because that's the way how it works. When we really need it, the resources always come. But here it only works when the goal that we're trying to achieve is truly ours, it's authentic. Because it doesn't matter how badly I will cry into the sky, please give me $10 million, please give me $10 million, I want to be rich. It's not my authentic goal, because I don't want to have $10 million. Maybe I want to have financial security so I can travel. But money is not the goal. And by the way, for majority of us, money is never the goal. We never want money. Very few small portion of people, yes, for them the money is the goal and it's their authentic goal. They're meant to wish for money because their life purpose is not to really own the money, but to distribute it and to share their wealth with others. That's the real authentic life purpose of this type of people. Those who can accumulate money, but then they have to redistribute it and pass it on to others who don't have access to money. But for majority of us, money is never the goal. We want something that money gives us access to. Freedom, health, relationships, joy, pleasure as well. So many people have taboo around the topic of pleasure, and we don't allow ourselves truly experience pleasure. So we overeat on very crappy foods from supermarket and cheap pints of ice cream instead of eating something really tasty, for example, home cooked or cooked in a restaurant. And if you calculate all the money that you spend on overeating on crap compared to amount of money that you would pay for a really exquisitely cooked for you meal by a Michelin star chef, it's very disproportionate. But that's how we distract ourselves, because it's not very easy to be mindful and aware all the time, especially if we don't train this on a daily basis. But yeah, coming back to the dreams and goals, so where I was leading this at is that we have to develop the trust into the universe, and we have to be mindful enough to ask for help, because it will always come, it will always guide us as long as our dreams and goals are authentic to us. So yes, that was it for today, guys. Please let me know down in the comments which of 3 points is the hardest one for you? I think for me, the patience and commitment is probably really hard, because I'm the person who wants everything instantaneously. I need the results right now. So every time I have to commit to something long term, I have to really remind myself to focus back and say, this is how it works. It's natural, it's normal and nice. So let me know if that's the same for you, or maybe that comes for you very easy. Maybe something else comes for you harder. Subscribe to my channel. I will be very happy to welcome you here. And you also are very welcome to subscribe to my newsletter, and I will be happy to give you a small gift if you do that. It's a practice that is very, very helpful to assess your current life state and give you some ideas how can you improve your lifestyle already today and move towards your dreams and goals. And of course, give this video a like if you liked it, share it with your friends and someone that can benefit from watching this video. And I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye.